Hey everybody, and welcome to my playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Saga with SCS done in a completionist style. Now I've changed some settings again, and hopefully we're not going to get any of these bugs or crashes or I'm going to be mad. And also one more thing I want to do in this episode is to pick up the pace a little bit, because at this rate that we're going, we're not going to be finished until like next year, or the end of next year. Anyway, here we have Lack Luger, and the song he's singing is supposed to be a reference to something, but I forgot. And then we have Purdue, who's asking about some monster with a dog's head, and we know that it's a gnoll, and apparently some gnolls took his short sword. So we're going to accept this epic quest and bring it back to him. And it's a very local quest. It's just west of Baragost. Yeah, I'll serve the balance to exact justice on those evil creatures. Then we have Rallio here. Let me just allow you to pause and read. So basically you can just ask him about Baragost or the near areas, and basically ask him about some quests, and he mentions Mirian, and he mentions the nearby dungeon, the Olcaster School dungeons or ruins southeast of town, talking about in general the iron shortage, and also you can ask him about some local shops, some notable ones. So he's going to mention Thalanter in the High Hedge west of here, something, a place that we're going to go soon. Alright, so thank you. You've been a great help. Let's see if you can open some... Of course you can't. You get a little bit of experience if you lockpick. If you use lockpicking or if you disarm traps, and the Enhanced Edition brought that into Baldur's Gate 1, that you get a little bit of experience. But, you know, in Baldur's Gate 1 it's really not scaled. It's not scaled like it is in Baldur's Gate 2. In Baldur's Gate 2 you can actually get a lot of experience through like disarming traps and opening locks. Not really so much in Baldur's Gate 1. It's the same with scribing scrolls, where you can get quite a bit of experience from doing that, from that activity in Baldur's Gate 2, but not so much in Baldur's Gate 1.
Indeed.
Alright, now I wanted to... Oh yeah, we're going to go rest. I'm actually going to start using Control-J a little bit more so we can be a little quicker with all that. We're going to rest, and we're going to identify a lot of stuff, because Nira has... yeah, she has Identify. And we're going to give her the ring. And so now she can memorize double the amount of level 1 spells. I'm going to rest here once, so she can identify some stuff for us.
You want some whiskey?
Let's have a merchant room. Rest for 8 hours. And now use Nira to identify some notable pieces of equipment, like this Wand of Lightning, for example. What else could we... well, probably just usual stuff. So this one is the Ring of Wizardry, and it says that you can memorize double the amount of first level wizard spells. We need to identify this wand because I want to use it. It has 6 charges, as you can see, and you need to identify items like that that have something usable on them, like some spell or ability. And since we have 2 more, I guess we can identify that, because we're going to sell it. And of course if it's identified, it's going to sell for more. And we should just like do a sort a little bit of inventory. Just excuse me. Do this quickly here. And my cursor is alright so far. It usually seems to bug out when we're in the inventory doing something. So I really don't know about this, but we'll see. Alright, so we can identify that. This is the Belt of Antipode. It, as you can see, provides you immunity to cold damage, but it also doubles all fire-based damage taken, so it's generally not useful. There are some potential situations, but they are pretty rare, and I'd rather take the gold that we can get from selling it. Just have these. I need to buy more of these thrown daggers. Alright, we're pretty much done here. How many more identifiers do you have? One more. So let's just identify this ring of protection so we can see that this is... It improves our armor class and our saving throws by 1. And the cursor is bugged again. I really don't understand why it's doing that. Like, no matter what settings I have,
Stand back
it
and
just
watch
keeps doing that.
this.
So she has sleep, and I'm going to probably like memorize only sleep. And also let's check the time. It's
What?
nighttime,
Symbolize it.
so as I've said
symbolize
before, you can loot Tayrom's shop at
Fine.
nighttime. There's no one here. And I want that bastard sword +1. Oh yeah, you can do it. So there it is. And I'm also going to take some two-handed swords. If okay, I can open that. There are some two-handed swords. You can either sell them or maybe keep as spares for Minsk for the nearby future. And here's just a spear. Alright. I think we're going to just restart the recording to fix the cursor. Wait a second. Alright, and we're back. I'm going to try with a different cursor setting again. And if this doesn't work, I'm pretty much out of ideas, I think. I'm gonna have to, like, seek help elsewhere. Some more knowledgeable individuals than me when it comes to recording. Okay, let's rest once more so that Nira can reload her spells. And actually, while we're at it... Well, that's good enough, I guess.
You want some whiskey?
Alright, let's
Yes,
reload our spells.
it is done.
Actually, let's go back. This is where I'm going to
I am here.
leave Khalid, I think.
If none are better.
Because his performance in this playthrough so far hasn't been too great. He killed 2 people. Or spiders, I guess. So that's it for you, Khalid, for now. So thank you for your services. I'm going to take that potion. And take this, of course. We're going to hold on to this one. Oh, we should have identified this bastard sword, of course, because we're going to sell that. Well, next time. We can also hold on to that. And we can use this helmet, and maybe we can hold on to this shield when we pick up Branwen, perhaps. Maybe sell a sword or 2. Alright, Khalid, thank you. And now also I'm going to actually showcase the SCS, separating the pairs technique without any tricks, actually. Because actually, now that we are going to reform party, we're going to remove Khalid. Jaheira is going to leave with him.
You have need of me?
It's kind of a shame. I like Khalid, but I have many plans with other NPCs involved in this playthrough, so that's unfortunate. Let's tell him to stay here. So they both left,
Your
but we can now talk with Jaheira,
How long must we wait?
and we have this third
To the south as we
we have this third option to recruit only her. So Khalid has some other some other tasks. Maybe he's going to take a little vacation, you know, or has some other obligations. So apparently this is not wise, but, you know, it's not Jaheira who's going to make the calls of who's coming with us and who isn't.
Omnipresent authority figure.
Alright, so
Yes?
now let's pick up T-Axe.
Yo, PX would speak at you, but 'tis destined to be so.
He is a pretty great character, actually, very, very funny. And he has some delusions of grandeur, as you will see. Well, let's accept his offer, as apparently was fated by Silke. So yeah, T-Axe. T-Axe is pretty great. He is a cleric thief, and basically the great thing about him is that he has a special ability,
Dares prod TX.
Summon Ghast. At this point in the game, Ghast is a pretty powerful summon, and Ghast is this type of undead who can actually paralyze on hit. So he is very, very useful, and he's actually too powerful, so I'm not going to use it much. I just kind of want to do one encounter here, and I want this Ghast's help in that encounter. And okay, you have also one command. I'm not going to like rest again to change anyone's spells. So let's just go. We're going to use T-Axe for just this one encounter. We're going to finish exploring Baragos because there's like a few houses
Your concern.
that I want explored, and then we're going to be off to some other places.
Hello there. I have a pretty proposal for you.
So here's Garrick, and apparently he has a proposal for us. We're always on the lookout for money. Tell us more. So he works for Silke Rosanna, who was apparently scheduled to perform in the Ducal Palace, but apparently Feldepost, from the owner of Feldepost Inn, hired some thugs to you know, mess her up because she apparently refused to perform in his inn. And he's offering 300 gold, and that's going to matter in a second. Alright, that sounds fair. Why don't you show us to this mistress of yours? Alright, so now we're going to have this in-game cutscene, I guess, of us just walking. And here's going to be Silke. Greetings!
Greetings, mercenaries. I am Silke, Thespian extraordinaire.
I was about to imitate her. Greetings, mercenaries! Alright, so, yeah, Garrick's offered 300. So again, BG1 NPC interjection. If you have a higher reaction, she's actually going to bump this offer to 400, and if you have a low reaction, she's going to go down to 200. Alright, so here come the thugs.
Greetings, mercenaries. I am Silke,
So he says this.
Thespian extraordinaire.
Alright, Silke. Strike when I tell you to. And this guy Faltis says, "Greetings, Silke. We're here as you've asked, and we have the..." "Don't try to threaten me. I won't be easy prey for you to beat on. I've brought friends." "What are you talking about? We're here with the gems that..." "Shut up! There'll be no weaseling out of this one. Strike now! Kill them all!" So I'm gonna say, stop this madness. We won't murder those who are obviously innocent men. So our deal is off, and she attacks. And she's already pre-buffed with Stone Skin, which, as I've said in the introductory video, is actually a pretty good protection in Baldur's Gate 1. There's no breach, so we have to just cut through it the hard way. And she is a level 10 bard, so she has access to some powerful spells. And I should have done this better with some basic buffs, but let's summon that Ghast. Let's send Jaheira in,
Certainly.
and let's start throwing daggers.
Soon TX roll.
And we can actually use this wand of magic missiles, because she isn't protected against that, to interrupt her spells.
What is it this time?
And you,
You
my
red?
friend, I would like to do some
I'll
lightning,
do it.
but it's pretty dangerous with all these people standing around. So well, let's see how this goes. Well, apparently we didn't make it with the interruption, so she did haste herself, and you were supposed to throw the daggers. Right, so here's our friend Gast. He will also try to command and disable her that way. Alright, her stone skin is off. Okay, this actually went easier than expected, because we were pretty lucky. As her stone skin got hacked through by us, actually, even before the Gast stunned her, Kira and I managed to slip in some damage and interrupt her next spell. And now she's stunned by the Gast, so it's...
Profitable behavior, and TX will seek his destiny elsewhere.
Yes?
Right, TX.
I am here.
Silence. Actually, what you can do is basically you can pickpocket a potion of defense from each one of these guys and then talk to them for the fourth one, but I'm not going to do that. So actually she has a potion of invulnerability. This is... I'm not sure if this is added by SCS anymore. I haven't played without SCS in such a long time. I actually don't remember. But anyway, just a general remark about SCS and potions. The potions that SCS introduces or gives to different NPCs, we actually will not be able to retrieve all of those potions. I have it set to I think 50%. So basically it's supposed to simulate that, you know, in combat some of those potions when they die are going to break. So you're not going to be able to like get many potions that you would normally be able to do. This setting has a couple of versions. Like I've said, you can set it to be able to retrieve all the potions that they don't manage to use and drop. I think this potion of invulnerability isn't added by SCS. But anyway, let's talk to Faltis. We thank you for stopping the evil witch before she killed us. Here, take this as a token of our appreciation. So he actually gives us a potion of defense, and like I said, you can actually pickpocket each one of them for a potion of defense. So they go away. So thank you TX, and thank you Mr. Gast for helping us. But that's pretty much it. Do you even have slings? You only have quarterstaves, of course. Anyway, now we're going to... Let's just quick save and a quick load. I think this is going to fix the combat music in a second. Come on. Alright. So now TX, thank you for your assistance. That was actually pretty nice of you and your friend Gast.
Who dares prod TX?
Alright, so the all-seeing TX foresaw this, of course. And let's leave him here, I guess. Now, we're going to talk to Garrick, because we're going to have a special task for him.
Yes, sir.
Silke is dead. I guess she had it coming. You can't be evil like her and expect to get away with it. I'm out of job now. Would it be too much to ask if I could join up with you? And Imoen likes him in the BG1 NPC Project. Yeah, he is cute, apparently, according to her. Alright, no problem. If you refuse him, he's just going to disappear from the game, just going to go and never appear. So even if you generally don't want NPCs to join you right now, but maybe you want to leave that option if you reconsider, and to be able to recruit them again at some point later, like, it's generally good to first accept them and like immediately remove them.
I am at your service.
So Garrick is a bard, which isn't already not good in Baldur's Gate. This is not your Icewind Dale bard, with like different songs to choose from and stuff like that. I mean, bards are not bad, especially not in Baldur's Gate 1, where they can be a pretty decent substitute for a mage or like a, you know, secondary support caster. He is considered to be like one of the worst characters in Baldur's Gate 1 because his stats are basically, you know, he just gets a little benefit out of dexterity and that's pretty much it. He has like worse charisma than Imoen as a bard. So, you know, he's not really that useful. What is useful about him is this 40 pickpockets. And what we're going to do, let's just, well, he's just going to perform one task for us.
Certainly.
Also, the thing about Garrick, oh, still control this Gast, whatever.
Yes, it is done.
The thing about Garrick also is that he has a pretty bad morale break value, so he also gets, you know, his morale broken quite easily in combat.
It is done.
That's kind of what people don't like about him generally.
Certainly.
Oh, there's Hefis that we didn't talk with. He's also a singer,
Your concern.
as you can see. Alright, so here there is Algernon. And that's actually the same name as that dude from Fallout 2 that could only say boom. Well, anyway. Always like random useless trivia with me, but anyway, the thing about him is you actually get to know, if on your first playthrough, I guess he is, you know, just nothing special, just a dude that stays at an inn. And it's only later, when you unlock Baldur's Gate City, there's actually a quest that you can perform, where a character, Feyras or Feyrakas, I think he's called, he wants Algernon's cloak, because apparently, and he wants that, he wants you to actually steal the cloak. Anyway, you can kill him for a reputation penalty, of course, or you can pickpocket the cloak from him. And it's actually good to pickpocket it early on because it's a decent cloak, although in the Enhanced Edition it's significantly weaker. In the classic Baldur's Gate 1 it was actually one of the most powerful items in the whole game because it had like pretty much an unlimited amount of charges of a very, very powerful charm spell that could basically just make armies of charmed enemies if you played the game
With joy,
and
sir.
used you know, that cloak extensively. So anyway, we picked up that one agility potion, and we're going to have Garrick drink it. And that's going to improve his pickpocketing to 50, which should be enough to pickpocket this guy. And we've already succeeded. Nice, good job, Garrick. That's the cloak. And basically it's pretty much the same as a nymph's cloak, although I think the charm that it has presents a bit of a saving throw penalty, I think. Can you identify anything, Garrick, by the way? Nope, nope. This is just a quarterstaff +1 from Silke, and this is that cloak. We're going to have to identify it if we want to make use of that charm, and I actually do want to do that, so actually I should have done that better. Let's do another identifying session with Nira, actually. Alright, so thank you, Garrick. Do you have any? Yeah, I don't want you to keep all this. We can sell that, probably. Alright, so thank you, Garrick, for your services. I just wanted to use you for that.
Yes, it is done.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Alright, so let's tell him to go to some other spot of his choosing, and he is yet another NPC that chooses the friendly arm. We can talk to Algernon, but nothing comes out of it. Yeah, he doesn't want visitors.
I am here.
So yeah, we have Algernon's cloak, and it's actually, you know, named Algernon's cloak because it's an objective of a quest. And like I said, I think its charm spell is a little bit more powerful than a nymph's cloak. But
You want some whiskey?
let's see here.
All this traveling, all this adventure, how do you manage it? Until now, I was barely able to keep my head above water. Yet here with you, it seems almost easy.
So as you can see, the Enhanced Edition NPCs have some banters, some conversations. What should we... I could just, you know, dismiss her, but let's not be so rude. There is safety in numbers, I guess.
Safety in numbers, eh? Fair enough. I guess I've just never really had a traveling companion before. My life on the road has been a solitary affair, full of cold nights and colder dreams. It's enough to make a girl want to head back to High Forest.
High Forest, is that what you come from?
That's me, born and raised in the thicket. At least until my mistakes piled up high enough to come crashing down on me.
What drove you out of your
A
home?
maiming or two, if you don't count the second-degree burns. Completely accidental, and everybody lived. At least I'm pretty sure everybody lived.
Do we want her to elaborate? Oh, fine.
During our magical training, we were supposed to summon a sphere of fire. And mine got away from me somehow. One moment I was concentrating, the next moment my classmates were rolling on the floor screaming.
Oh, remind me to stand back when you cast a spell. Terrible turn of events, but you can't blame
Of
yourself.
course I can blame myself. Accident or not, I should have been more careful. I could have taken responsibility or at least fetched a bucket of water. Instead, I ran away, terrified of what I'd done.
You didn't even try to help? I can understand why you might panic. Alright, it's kind of you. She can open up because we're so
I
nice.
took to wandering high forest, but I kept running into the wrong people and doing the wrong thing. Eventually, Turlang the tree and grabbed me and said, "Take a hike." Well, maybe not in those words exactly. Alright, then I'll yank on your ear when I'm ready to gab some more.
Alright. Now, where were we? Actually, I want you to identify some stuff. Yeah, this bastard sword, because we're gonna sell that. We're probably gonna sell this quarterstaff. Quarterstaff +1. You have to excuse me, like I'm doing this, you know, all just being used to just playing alone and just doing this, you know, quickly without really thinking about it. But yeah, it's a bastard sword +1. Here's a quarterstaff +1. And this is going to be the best of all, Algernon's Cloak, and it gives us +2 charisma, so that already on Senashira it maxes our charisma when it comes to its benefits in regards to the discounts. And yeah, it has charm creature once per day, basically, so that's changed. It doesn't run on charges, but it's just like a once per rest type of thing. And yeah, at -1, so actually it's a little bit more powerful than a normal Nymph's Cloak. So as you can see, when we put that on, we already have 20 charisma, which grants us the maximum discounts. And we're already at 16 reputation, and we're soon going to be very close to 20. I can hold on to this belt for now, I guess. Alright, so now let's... Oh yeah, let's use that one more. No, let's identify this cursed belt that I was talking about a couple of episodes before. Girdle of masculinity and femininity. Changes the wearer's gender. And as any cursed item, it can only be removed with a remove curse spell. So, I don't know, we might use that on someone, I guess. Why are you holding on to that like that? Jeez. I need to step up my inventory game, dude. Right, anyway, now let's memorize those sleeping spells. And basically just rest one more time. Jaheira is probably gonna start complaining soon, because basically once we picked up Jaheira and Khalid, they want to, you know, Jaheira wanted us to investigate the local concerns in Nashkel mines, and that's basically a timed quest. There's a couple of those in Baldur's Gate 1 where, but you're going to have 2 reminders. Basically, the NPCs are going to start like nagging you about, you know, going where you were supposed to go. You know, when we accepted that kind of quest. Here's Zurlong, and he's a kleptomaniac, but he wants his boots of stealth retrieved. That's another fetch quest.
Your concern?
You can go upstairs here, and
Indeed.
he can tell you a little bit about Firewine ruins, the Firewine Bridge ruins. I guess this is another dungeon in Baldur's Gate 1. So, you know, he tells us that it's a death trap for the inexperienced adventurer. There are traps there, and there are generally some pretty tough opponents in SCS. Yeah, so this is a rather well-known tale, I guess. Alright, what else can you tell me of it? Yeah, and he also tells us about the nearby village of Gulliken, a halfling village, and they actually have a quest for us to involving Firewine ruins and all that stuff. So just basically some info about some local concerns, and he's not interested in gossip. I think in here we can get the... well, it's not you I wanted to control. I wanted Kirinai. So there's some minor treasures to pick up, and I think here is where the Stupefier is, which is a stupidly powerful mace that I'm not going to be using. Yeah, this is it. So it's a +1 mace with 25% chance to stun on it that doesn't even allow for a saving throw. So great design choices there when it comes to that one.
It is done. Certainly.
But yeah, we're gonna sell it later when we get the chance. Alright, now I just wanna showcase this building. There's a unique conversation here
Certainly. Yeah, it is
with
done.
Elaine.
You said something?
Welcome, my dear. You were early. Excuse me. Indeed, I was expecting visitors. And you also can have already like a lady friend sleeping upstairs, so I guess it's a random. Oh no, she is here. So I don't know what he's up to, but anyway, the.
Servant awaits.
Oh yeah, this is the reminder. So as much as I admire your desire to travel your own path, I must insist that we go to Nashkel soon. So that's her first reminder, and then a couple of in-game days after that she's going to give us a second reminder, and after that we have a little bit of time to go to Nashkel and basically just arrive at Nashkel. That's where it ends, her nagging. But yeah, if you don't do the timed quest of an NPC like that, they're eventually going to just leave forever. But this is just the first reminder, we have plenty of time. And I was just talking about Elaine here, because if you talk to him like 2 more times, I think, he actually calls the guards upon you. You know, for just entering his locked home. I think these houses are pretty much empty. Yeah, just 9 gold, and I think there's not too much here. Excuse me. Just picking some stuff.
What a simple matter.
Yeah, I remember that this house doesn't have anything. Now, this one had something interesting. This one is empty, I think, pretty much. I think this one and this one had something interesting.
Yes, simple matter.
Here upstairs. Is that the potion of heroism thing? Yes, it is. Alright, so we have a nice potion. Very nice potion. And now let's check this one. I might have checked it in the last episode, but I'm not sure.
Such menial tasks.
Let's just quickly go upstairs and check things out. Just double and triple check. I know I have already forgotten to talk about some things that I wanted in the previous areas in the game. What am I supposed to do with you here? Just drop that. So yeah, there's just so many things in Baldur's Gate that I would like to draw attention to and just talk about a little bit. We really need a potion case. Yeah, I should be holding on to all these things. I am going to go and get a potion case very soon. Alright, now it's time to meet Kagan. And a cool thing, I wanna showcase a cool thing that with Kagan. I've already talked a little bit about different instances where charm is pretty interesting or useful or funny. And this is a pretty good thing. I'm just going to quick save so that it works. I just want to use this charm on him. Alright, it succeeded. And now if you talk to him...
I am Kagan. What can I do for you?
And he's like, I don't have friends, so I don't get why you've suddenly come into my life. Well, friends, if I had something to tell you, I would. But I don't. That's just... that's one of my... well, maybe not my favorite lines in the game, but that's a good one. Anyway, there's actually in some of these containers here, there's going to be gold and some gems. And I think this is like 200 gold in cash and like 5 gems or something. So you can just, he's going to, of course, call the guards on you, but you can recruit him because he's a recruitable NPC, or charm him and like move him out somewhere else.
Greetings. I am Kagan. What can I do for you?
We are going to recruit him. What kind of shop is this anyhow? I run an escort business. I hire mercenaries to escort caravans en route from Am to Baldur's Gate. Right now I'm looking for some strong sword arms, and I'm willing to pay high. It seems that one of the caravans under my protection never arrived at Baldur's Gate, and I need to know what happened. You look like a strong group of warriors. Interested in the job? Sure, we always need more money. That's good. I've been having a lot of problems with bandit activity lately, but they've always only taken the cargo and let the caravan go afterward. I've been catching flack from the family of some of the passengers of this caravan. After all, it was the job of my mercenaries to make sure everyone got safely to Baldur's Gate. Normally I wouldn't give one damn about some stupid whiner, but one of the passengers was the son of Entar Silvershield, and in this part of the world, his word is law. So, do you want the job or not? Entar Silvershield is one of the Grand Dukes of Baldur's Gate City. Sure. Yeah, this pay doesn't matter. Alright, sounds good to us. Hey, I'm glad you guys have some sense in your heads. I have an underling who can take care of business here while I'm gone. Alright.
I don't want to talk.
He is an incredible character, if you set him up right. He is a lawful evil dwarf, but first thing great about him is this 20 constitution, which is technically, you know, quote-unquote illegal. As a dwarf, he should only have 19 constitution, but this 20 constitution allows him to regenerate very slowly. It's a 1 HP per turn, and 1 turn is 10 rounds, and that's a minute of real time. But this regeneration, why it's great, is because Baldur's Gate 1 is such an outdoors-based game where you travel a lot between different areas, and these travel times are like very often 8+ hours, and very often like way more than that. In Baldur's Gate 2 they actually made the travel distances way shorter, but in Baldur's Gate 1 they are pretty big. So when you travel, he's actually, not only is his health pool, of course, because of that 20 constitution, not only is his health pool great, he gets plus 5 hit points from like 19 constitution, and then at 20 he gets the regeneration. So not only is his health pool great, and he's supposed to be like in the front line, of course, taking hits, but then when he takes some hits, he can just out-heal them all on his own while traveling in between areas. Like, that's just fantastic. Plus, there's dexterity is kind of like his weakness. He doesn't get any bonuses to his armor class from dexterity, but there's gauntlets of dexterity that are easily available that will set his dexterity to 18, providing him with a +4 armor class bonus. And then his 16 strength is not too bad, but in the enhanced edition there's a cursed belt. That's like one of the most overpowered or most powerful items in the game, actually, which will set his strength to 19 at the cost of like bringing down his wisdom to 6, which he has no use for anyway. So it's basically like a free 19 strength, so you can end up with a dwarf with 19 strength, 18 dexterity, 20 constitution, and his shorty saves, like the maximum +5 bonus to his saving throws. Like, look at his saving throws at this point. Dang. Alright, and he's also a fighter, so he can actually get a third proficiency point in axes pretty soon. Let's just give him the splint armor, I guess, or actually, you know what, Jaheira, take the splint, you take the plate. I'm not going to be using Kagan for too long, but I'm going to use him for a little bit. And he actually mentioned that quest about the caravan,
It is done.
and you might remember, oh yeah, we need to loot his, I think it's this barrel. Yeah, 58 gold, 2 gems, and I think the rest is in this room. So anyway, we're going to do that quest, that last portion, that unexplored portion of the map in the,
Yes,
on that crossroads map.
it is done.
And that's where the caravan is. And now that we have some sleeps memorized, we have Wand of Lightning that I might use there. We have some, you know, we have Entangle from Jaheira.
Good as done.
Oh, now you're under number 3.
What? A simple matter.
Okay, actually, nothing's locked here. I think these houses are pretty much useless. Yeah, 7 gold.
Indeed. It is
And this
done.
one, I know, there's nothing in there. Alright, so I think we are finally done with Baragost, believe it or not. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you, that you can actually talk
Your
to,
is done.
I think it's Gerard Travenhurst, and he has some unique dialogue. And he actually reacts quite differently from most of the nobles that will just, you know, insult you right away for, you know, call you a peasant and whatnot. But he's like, hold your place. No need for us to get off on the wrong foot. I rather like company occasionally, but most of the townsfolk are a bit standoffish. I cannot understand why, sir. You've a lovely home and seem quite amiable. Perhaps it's because of the 2 guards you employ. That is an unfortunate possibility. They do seem to take a touch too much pleasure from their positions, but I'd sooner have them than not. Yeah, so, again, about the troubles. Oh yeah, we didn't...
I should have joined the army.
I will be watching you very closely. Yep, and there's also... Is it this house, or is it... I think it's... yeah,
Yes?
it's not here.
Certainly.
I was remembering wrong.
Jalcales?
Alright, let's actually move on to the Lathander Temple very quickly. There's one encounter that I might use sleep on, just to get it out of the way. Actually, do I want to go there? There's basically like no travel time to this area, but you know, since we're in here, there's real time, of course, consequences to going anywhere. Of course, in this video, and there's just not too much important stuff. You know, we're going to visit the temple soon once we actually once we have Basilis's holy symbol to get that quest reward. Just want to do one encounter here, maybe open up some areas.
Yes? My blade will
Should probably buy some more throwing daggers.
Yes, indeed. Indeed, I am here.
Yeah, no nasty do-gooders. Where are those hobgoblins? Show yourselves.
You no fight. You fight, you die.
I want to show this guy because he actually has, you know, a unique voice acted line here. We'll never surrender to you cut-rate marauders. He says chill, attack, and chill, as we will learn later on, is actually a mercenary band.
For the group.
Let's just have that sleep land. Alright, that disabled most of them. So you can see already how great of a spell sleep is.
I must have
Whoa! Right, actually, I would like you to focus fire your attacks.
certainly.
What is it?
You ran out of throwing daggers, I see.
My blade will cut you down to size.
I'm actually going to make use of Jaheira's healing spells. And actually, once you start casting a healing spell with someone, you can actually go, you know, further. And the spell is still going to connect. You only need to be... Oh, actually, another opportunity to present this quick loot feature that I actually like. It's especially nice for looting gold, because you actually don't have to go to the particular corpse, but it's generally useful. Alright,
I am here.
so now we have this encounter done. The battle music bugged out again, so let's do a quick save and quick load. I'm just going to open up some areas once we're here. Open this up. That opens all casters school. Now there's a conversation around here, so I'm just going to teleport quickly. There's like an astrologer here.
Why me?
I certainly. Your
Here he is.
Knowledge used wisely is the most powerful of tools. Knowledge used wisely is the most powerful of tools.
Right, what have your observations revealed to you? So just so we can pause and read about astrology, its benefits and limitations,
Yes?
I guess. Interesting times ahead. Yeah. There's one encounter that I will come back to. Here there's a bunch of wolves, a pretty powerful group with some vampiric wolves, and right now we're not really in shape to tackle those vampiric wolves without like reloading and stuff, which I don't want to do. Alright, so for now we're just going to quickly go back to Baragost. It's actually nighttime, so I will not buy any more throwing daggers. Alright, so actually let's go south of Baragost then. And there's an area where we can do some quests. There's also no travel time here because this is like right outside of Baragost, I guess. And there's going to be a certain fight. We need to take care of Sinashira here because she's level 1 and she's not uninjured, so she actually can die in one hit here.
Good as done. I am here.
My turn to save the day.
So let's just have her at a distance. These two Gibberling guys. Alright, that was easy. They have a letter here. That's a letter for Miriam from Baragost, if you remember that. She wanted a letter delivered, and unfortunately here's the corpse of the unfortunate halfling that was supposed to deliver that letter to her. Now there's going to be like 3 Flaming Fist guys.
I serve the flaming fist.
You there, you're under arrest for banditry and highway robbery. We know you're part of that bandit group who's been terrorizing the coastway. Give yourselves up, or there will be trouble. You have obviously been standing in the sun for too long, soldier. I think this is a BG1 NPC Project edition. So you've got the wrong guys. We're not part of any bandit gang. Really now? Why should we believe you? So of course you can try to bribe them and whatnot, but if we were bandits, why were we walking out in the open? Come on, just let it go. We're not the people you're looking for. Alright, maybe I was wrong about the bunch of you. You're free to go. I think you can actually kill these guys because, you know, if you tell the wrong thing, you can actually get into a fight with them. And the notable thing is that you won't get any reputation penalty for killing them again, which is something that you normally would get. So you can get some, you know, a little bit of experience, but most importantly 3 suits of plate mail. So I'm just going to open up this area. And now there's actually going to be some slightly dangerous fights here.
It is done.
I just want to keep these better armor class characters in front because these hobgoblin archers can be a little nasty.
Your concern?
Especially some of these unique archers that we're going to meet in a second, because they can actually fire poison arrows. And some of those even like early encounter hobgoblin archers, if some of those unique named ones actually can have whoa, that's what I was talking about. One-shotted by a Gibberling. Come on, dude. 9 damage from a Gibberling. All right, let's try that again. Well, that was so bad. And now there's a ghoul, and a ghoul I don't really want to engage in melee with anyone.
I'll do it.
And ghouls are very slow, so we can just kite them. You can see that ranged damage from Kirinai, from that ranged Kensai. That's what I'm talking about. Is your inventory full? Of course I didn't sell any of the gems before. Well, that was an embarrassing death. Well, anyway, I was about to say that some of these, even the early hobgoblins, some of them actually have poison arrows, or arrows of biting on them. Alright, here's the group.
Flaming or possibly frosty. What is it?
I'm going to use 1 sleep on those guys.
Stand back and watch.
Alright, it wasn't really necessary, but
Possibly frosty. Death.
Yes, indeed.
and here are the boots that Zurlong wanted in Baldur's Gate. In Baragost, I mean. There's also a cave to visit here.
Why me?
Your concern? It is yes.
Oh yeah, here it is. Now another ghoul. Let's just take care of it.
Fine. Your
My
life
blade
shall
will
be
cut you down to
It is
size.
done. I am here.
It's going to be a wolf inside, I think.
It is done.
Actually, no one. And this is notable
Yes?
because 5 healing potions, man, at this early stage in the game. That's very nice. Should probably give some potions to Kagan. Alright, now I'm just going to open up some areas because this is pretty much it when it comes to this area. I'm just going to open the western one and then the eastern one and make use of the teleport, and I think we're going to end the episode right here because this is quite lengthy again. So here we opened the area with Bacillus here.
Certainly.
And let's just teleport here, for example, and I always have the desire to uncover a lot more of the map, but okay. Oh yeah, we have Alcesters. We have this one. Alright, I'm just going to go quickly back to Baragos for a second in the next episode, but as for this episode, this is going to be it. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next one.